Oh my god, it's just Alex and her new stepbrother?
Being a teenager is hard, especially if you're Alex. Let's see, your dad's just married somebody else's mom. You've just met new stepbrother Jonas, which is great because your only other brother just died. And now you have to drag him along to some weird party on a deserted island. Oh yeah, and then there's the supernatural. Welcome to the world of Oxenfree. If you're one of those fully grown human beings who enjoys high school dramas a little more than a fully grown human should, you've come to the right place. Oxenfree puts you in the shoes of Alex, who, in my opinion, rocks her green hair.
Oh, after you.
Oh, why, thank you.
Slightly awkward best friend Ren is the one who dragged you along to this overnight party in the first place.
I visited this place like 15 times.
The island's haunted, Ren.
The festivities kick off the way any proper teenage party should, with Truth or Dare, or some version of it at least. And that's about the only normal thing that happens.
Something's wrong.
Edward's Island is the perfect backdrop for this game. It feels sleepy and full of secrets. It's the kind of place you want to go to on a seaside day trip, but maybe not stay overnight. One of the game's mechanics involves the use of old technology. Most notably, Alex's radio, which it can use about any time. The reason you want to do this is because the island is said to have certain spots where you can tune into frequencies that aren't supposed to exist. It's got a bit of a Stranger Things vibe to it, and if you're a fan of the show, you're probably gonna like this too.
Oh my god.
One of the most enjoyable things, however, is the conversation.
The time to come clean is now, I think. I guess the fact that you're in shock is a point against prank. Just cross your fingers the calm tower.
Characters rattle on fluidly to each other no matter what you're doing, and you really feel like you've stepped onto some high school drama. You've got to be pretty quick to respond to the dialogue options, and generally you have a choice of three
Doesn't
options.
the whole thing
This was a mining island before the war.
This is a great distraction because the game involves a lot of running around. But to the game's credit, I only noticed this about 3/4 of the way through when, for some reason, the characters stopped talking to each other and I still had a lot more running to do. Thankfully, after a certain point, the banter resumed and I could stop feeling sorry for myself.
I'm not just messing around right now.
Yeah, I remember.
At its very core, Oxenfree is a decision-making game. The story is somewhat on rails, but you can still make significant changes depending on your choices. These affect both the ending and character relationships, so I think that when you clock the game, you'll actually be tempted to play again.
Why? Why is this? Why? Actually, thanks for coming, by the way.
Sure.
Why is this happening?
I was a little confused by the relationship meter, which took me a while to figure out. Faces appear in speech bubbles to signify if there's a change in a relationship.
I really don't appreciate the question.
Okay.
However, it's never clear if this change is a positive or negative one, which I would have liked to have known. How else am I supposed to know if it's finally okay to make inappropriate jokes with Jonas?
Tall, brunette, maybe a big hat, red raincoat, lots of mystique, been around the world. Somebody
You're
like...
describing Carmen Sandiego.
Oh yeah. You know, that kind of explains a lot.
Awkward relationships aside, Oxenfree borrows quite a bit from horror movie tropes. The jump scares, the thing where characters touch something instead of running away.
Let's just try to get the power on, alright? Everything about this is making my skin crawl.
The other thing where people decide to separate when you're yelling, "What are you doing? Just stay together!" And I enjoyed every bit of it.
Shut up!
It's not a long game, but I came away feeling like I'd experienced a pretty complete story. I also kind of wanted to play again with other people. I wanted to see if they jump in the same places, make the same decisions, or get the same characters to hook up. I mean, what else would you do if you're playing a game about teenagers, right? Let's just say there's a good amount of guilty pleasure to be had. I'm Di, and this has been a review for Pretty Much Geeks. For the full review and more, please visit our website.